New images in that deadly shooting near Fronton that left one person dead and two others injured. Take a look. Investigators say this is the boat the three victims were on when they were fired at. You can see at least 3 bullet holes. The shooting happened on Wednesday around 4:30. Authorities say the gunfire came from Mexico. The men on the boat were all here in the U.S. illegally, that is. Their identities have not been released yet. No arrests have been made. The Starr County Sheriff's Office is working with Mexican state and federal authorities in this investigation. Well, the recent deadly shooting in Fronton still has many unanswered questions.
Yeah, and we wanted to know how criminal cases on international boundary lines are handled and who prosecutes them. Channel 5's Carolina Cruz is live in our studio with more.
Hidalgo County Precinct 4 Constable A. Junior Gaitan says an investigation on international boundary can be complicated, especially when details are missing or unknown. Scenarios and details in a criminal case determine the entity in a prosecution. Information amplifies when an incident occurs on international lines.
You know, sometimes they're on the Mexico side or sometimes they're on the U.S. side, but who's to know?
Hidalgo County Precinct 4 Constable A. Junior Gaitan says cooperation from both countries is essential to solving a case, especially in a murder situation.
Sometimes the cooperation is there and sometimes the cooperation is not there. Yeah, it's just like nothing happened.
Gaitan adds that if a criminal case takes place in Mexican waters, then Mexican authorities take over.
We have no control over that. We cannot go past the boundaries. We cannot, any agency here in the U.S., cannot cross boundaries to try to investigate something, especially if it happened in the Mexican side.
According to Gaitan, the only circumstance where U.S. investigators would cross boundary lines to investigate a criminal case is if Mexican authorities ask for help and allow cooperation.
Just don't get near those areas. Those areas are known to be bad areas, and we've heard them throughout the years, not to get close to the boundaries of Mexican waters.
Gaitan advises folks to stay away from international boundaries, especially areas known for criminal activity. Gaitan says if law enforcement isn't present at a scene at the time of the crime on international lines, it becomes more complex to solve the case. Live in the studio, Carolina Cruz, Channel 5 News at 6.
We wanted to know what happens when an individual is prosecuted for a criminal act on international boundaries. This is a Channel 5 News Extra. Attorney Fernando Mancias tells us that if someone is shot and killed on international boundary lines and Mexican authorities prosecute, it tends to lead to a lesser sentence than if the person were prosecuted under U.S. law.